The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, you know what? Fuck it. If you want to give us your opinion on Batman v Superman, you can call us at 385-204-3921, all right? Your opinion next week. And this week, by the way, part 2 of last week's fucking discussion on Batman v Superman, because we can't get enough of this fucking movie, can we?
No.
Player to another.
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan. I am Joe.
I'm Caleb Craig.
I am Cameron.
And I'm the only one with a mic on. You want to say that again?
I'm Caleb Craig.
We didn't test levels, did we? This is Cameron.
And this is Caleb Schweiss.
And today we're going to be answering some listener questions.
Yeah.
Are we? Yes,
That's a weird
we
episode.
are.
So that's all we're doing? Something we do all the time anyway?
No, we usually only answer one.
Oh,
but,
so
you know,
we're gonna,
But now we're going to answer
so
three.
today is a fan service. A fan service we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a service to the fans. In other words, a fan.
The listeners,
service.
a listener
We
service.
want to service the fans.
We
That's
need,
what we
we
wanna
need good
do.
blow. Is that what we're going for?
We want good blow.
Yeah.
What are
We
you-
have to fix the fans so we
Like
have a
cocaine?
good blow going
Yeah.
on.
I'm so confused. All right. So, before we get started, before we go into your questions, before we blow each other, or as Cameron calls, good blow,
The good blow.
what has everybody been playing this week?
Well, for me, I haven't been playing too much. Just
Loser! Move on.
fuck you. I've been playing Neverwinter a lot.
You mean the hog took a knee this week?
A little bit, yeah. And then I've been playing Banner Saga. So just that for me.
Banner
Wow.
Sagan?
Banner Saga, Joe.
Ban Saga.
Listen.
Cameron, what about you?
I've been playing Neverwinter.
What the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck is Banner Saga?
Banner Saga. I told you what that was the first time I mentioned it.
Yeah.
That still makes no sense to me.
It's kind of okay. So like it's a Viking type setting, and the game is kind of set up like kind of like a text adventure, but you can kind of see you can see where everybody's like going. They're moving along, and it tracks it by like days and stuff. You're basically a caravan, and
Caleb, you're not explaining what this game is.
yes, I am. It's okay. So you're running from this big threat, and you're playing as like this caravan of people, and it switches between like
So
two
is it a
different
text
caravans.
game or what?
No, okay, so it's an RPG, but it has moments where it like you're just going along across the world, and then it brings up a box that says something like, "Oh, well, there's something going on in your camp. You got to resolve it."
Oh, okay.
And that's basically the text adventure part. And then when you actually fight things, it's more of like a tactic type game where you set up your guys, and you have like the giant guys that take up more spaces, and you have to like move them around to do certain things. It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Definitely sounds
All right.
like it.
You know what else is pretty interesting? What the fuck happened to your arm, Cameron?
I burned it.
Doing what?
Oh, well, last time I was going to complain about this, but I guess I'll do it this time.
Yeah, you can do it. Go
So
ahead.
remember how Cody didn't pay the freaking water bill?
Yes.
And so,
Oh.
I was about to get shut off. So, long story short, he said, "Oh, I just forgot about it. Yeah, I paid it." And so he did actually pay it before the water got shut off. But, plot twist the story, the water heater's leaking. And so what Cody's been doing is turning it off when no one's using the hot water. And so that's what I've been, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Does he
So
not
you
understand what a water heater does?
We've talked to no. So this is fine. So I'll explain it to you. So we've called the landlord. She's taking her sweet time coming to fix it. The water heater, like the sheetrock right next to it, it's moldy as fuck. It's going to have to be pulled out and replaced.
It's moldy ass fuck. Yeah.
So, anyways,
Do you like that, Cameron?
I'm
I'm filled with those little backhanded jokes.
So
that
you
make
can
no sense.
turning it off, it makes it so it doesn't leak anymore. You just shut off the line of water that gets filled for the hot water heater, right? But so you shut it off, it's just fine. So, but I turned it on real fast so I could take a shower, and then as I'm going back in to turn the water back off, my arm grazes the vent that's on top of it, and that's how I got that.
Jeez.
Let me see it. Okay, that's decent. It just looks like really dark freckles.
That
Honestly.
happened.
I thought it got
happened-
like clipped and then like hit the cement or something.
No, that happened like 5 days ago though.
Oh yeah.
So it was probably like disgusting before.
It had like a little blisters on it. Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's nice. You should punch Cameron in the face for me.
Cameron.
And for yourself. Sorry, him too. But Cody is who I.
I'm like punching myself in the face right now.
Why are you hitting yourself?
why don't you just fuck
Only
off and punch
retards
yourself in
fucking
the
burn
face?
themselves on a water heater.
Yeah.
It like seared too, like a second is all it took just to sear the flesh.
It looks rough. It looks like that hurt.
It actually didn't hurt too bad. It just stung lightly, and I just ran it into cold water for
It
like
hurt
10
so
minutes.
bad it didn't feel anything at all. Huh? It just burned the nerves.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Instantly.
I mean, because it felt like a bad sunburn is what it felt like.
Okay. So you've been playing Neverwinter, Cameron?
Yeah, I'm actually having a lot of fun. The community so far to me doesn't feel toxic at all, and
Wait till 1 year down the line.
but it's been out for a long time.
It has, yeah. It's been out.
But it's
Are
just
we
really,
talking about the old Neverwinter?
Yeah,
No, Neverwinter came out like 3 or 4 years ago. So I don't know
So
about.
it's a different one.
Yeah, it's Neverwinter. Neverwinter Nights is the old one.
Okay, well, yeah, that was the one I was thinking.
Neverwinter is one that I played with Christian for a little while.
Okay.
After Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, I had no idea what. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so it's old-ish. Can you still do custom dungeons and shit?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
I think
Nice.
that's a feature.
That's one of the really cool things about that
but
game.
so far, like I was going to play with Caleb, but he was too many levels ahead of me, of course, for his second account. So I was just grinding to have fun, just to level up so I could play with him. And then I was just sitting there in a dungeon. This one dwarf dude comes up to me and sends me like this join my group request, and I just played with that guy for like the rest of the night. And he was just like a chill dude. He has a dog named Yuffie too.
Oh, Jesus. Did you tell him about our show?
I told him about the show. I waited for a little bit. We're playing. We're just having fun stuff. Oh yeah. My friends they like do this podcast. So Final Fantasy.
Nice.
He's like he doesn't listen to podcasts, but he said he might give you guys a listen. So
All right.
Good.
That's good. Hopefully
It's
he
the only-
doesn't have anything. Hopefully he doesn't like get turned off by bestiality jokes, which we were. We had a few today. when
Yeah.
we were
I mean, he
recording.
named his dog Yuffie. So
Okay. Oh well. That could mean any number of things.
It could.
Anything else you've been playing? Just Neverwinter?
no, that's all I've had time for. Yeah.
All right, Schweiss.
All right, so this week I have played Legend of Zelda for like an hour.
Nice.
I am on the second to last dungeon the first time through, and then the world gets like turned
Whoa! So you got past the shitty stuff?
around.
The second to last dungeon?
Yeah, I'm in the second to last one. I'm in dungeon 8. What?
You're way past where you were before.
Oh yeah. It's the thing is I just went to the dungeons that I knew the locations of, and some of those were like 5, 6, 7. I knew where 7 was, and these ones were a real pain in the ass. And then I went back to 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was just plowing them because I had all this god tier equipment.
So doing the save states, I assume, makes the game way easier.
It does, but I save state a lot, and sometimes I save state when I have really low health. So then I go through the area like a ton of times, dying. But
Yeah.
it sometimes is worth it. So the save states make that game a breeze compared to what it normally is. It's still difficult now, don't get me wrong. The area will still kill me, but it's a lot nicer to be able to pull my save state back out.
That's good.
So I played a little bit of that. I've been playing a bunch of Final Fantasy XI, not as much as last week, not even anywhere near as much as last week. I've been slowing down, letting Joe catch up to me in that. And let's see what else. I played Journey. It's fun. This is the free game.
Town girl.
Yeah. And
That one's not even the good one. Like the that one, whatever that one is.
Yeah, but I just like it was him talking about
Whatever
it. So,
that one.
so he has to be the small town girl. That's what I'm saying.
And man, have I played anything else this week? I was gonna play Call of Duty, and then I was like, nah. I'm gonna play through the campaign of
That's kind of how I feel
Advanced
about Call of
Warfare.
Duty too. The only Call of Duty that I would wholeheartedly want to go back and play with you guys is World at War. That and Black Ops.
Yeah, those are fun.
Good old Black Ops.
Well,
But-
if fucking Call of Duty Advanced Warfare wouldn't destroy my internet, it would be a fun game to play with other people. And
Yeah.
I was
As
watching
a
the new
LAN
Infinity
party.
Warfare, whatever it's called, and I'm just like, I just shake my head. It's just like, what's new about it?
what about the Modern Warfare remaster?
I have not seen anyone play it, but I probably would give it a go. I don't
that
think I'd buy
game
it.
does not need to be remastered.
It got
does.
remastered.
Oh
It
my
does,
god!
man. It's
It was a
PS3.
really awesome game.
It looks like ass compared to Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, but it's in HD already. It's not like they're not really improving.
Even though you can spit shine a polygon, it still looks like a fucking polygon.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like I understand if you're HD remastering shit that came out in standard definition,
Well-
and then suddenly it's like, oh, it's cleaned up. I can see more, and it's still like
Is 720 really HD anymore?
720.
It's going to be 1080. That's HDing it. That's bringing the definition higher. That's what HD
720
means.
still- can you see the
On a
difference between
large
720
screen,
and
you
1080?
can. On a
Yeah,
large
I think
screen,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
really though.
Yeah, 720 on like a 32-inch is just fine. But if you're talking like your living room TV size, then yeah.
It is
Notice it.
heightening the definition, but I do see what you're saying. The nice part about this, though, is I'll actually get to play that game. I never played the first one. I only played it multiplayer for like an hour at Caleb's
The
house.
freaking hipfire, the P90 everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, the P90 is fucking ridiculous.
The
Yeah.
campaign in
100%
the first
accuracy
Modern
during
Warfare
hipfire.
is really good.
I think all of the campaigns are pretty good in those games.
I can't say anything about the newer ones, but the ones I did play were really fun.
All right, here's what it is. It's not that they're really good the whole time. It's like a season of Walking Dead. There's a good start, a bunch of bullshit that happens in the middle, and then the ending is incredible.
A bunch of bullshit,
That's what a Call of
mindless
Duty-
stuff to kind of trudge towards the end.
Yeah, that's what Call of Duty is. It's Walking Dead in a shooter. It's really fucking boring for the most
Except
part.
with no zombies.
There are
some of them have
Oh, yeah,
zombies.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
They fully embraced. Look at that. I figured it out. Other than that, though, I haven't played anything else this week. I was going to play FF7, but then I decided to download Journey when it was the free game, and I played it. So
Nice.
I tried to play some games I downloaded on. One game I downloaded on PSN. It was like some tycoon game that was free, and I was like, oh, I'll try it. But there was an error, and
Really?
I just couldn't open up the game, so I was pretty pissed off about that. Otherwise, standard week for the last few weeks. It's been FF11 and a little bit of Super Mario Bros. 3 on the train. I'm in World 5 right now, so
Nice.
making my way.
That's pretty close to the end.
well, the important
Excuse me.
question, I suppose, about this segment is: did anybody beat a game?
Not me.
Nope.
No.
Yes. I beat Journey, the shameless 1.5 to 2 hour long game. Played it, got the end credits. It was done. It was enjoyable.
Wow.
I liked it. It wasn't.
So there's more than one ending then.
No.
No, you just restart the game.
Oh, okay.
Your character just gets ported back and you start over again. It's pretty cool. It was a very interesting game. It's unlike anything I've played.
Is it like finding the center of the universe in No Man's Sky?
Not quite.
No, you actually get there.
That's such an anticlimactic ending.
Yeah. So yeah, how's the hog looking?
Okay, well, considering all the journey that's been going around, Caleb Craig still stands. Sorry.
You were not even close.
I'm sorry. Caleb Craig is still Hog Supreme, and followed by Caleb Schweiss at -2. You just got to beat 2 games, Schweiss.
Yeah,
And
but
you'll
he
be
said
caught
he's
up.
pretty close to beating
Yeah,
one.
I'm at the
so-
last boss of another one. So
I am at negative a lot.
negative a lot.
Yeah, I've beat. Okay, so Caleb Craig's beat 23 games. Caleb Schweiss has beat 21 games. I guess I'm at negative 10 at 13 games. And then Cameron is at 9 games.
Yeah. A game a month, fools. That's more than I've ever done in my life.
Oh, well, maybe.
That's more games I've
it's
beat.
about right.
Yeah. Cameron doesn't.
I like if I play a game, I'll play that game for like a couple of months.
Yeah,
before I'm
he plays
Yeah,
the
he
fuck out of stuff.
he played the fuck out of Fallout 3 for like 2 years before he made like a chance
I just
on
didn't want
another
to play
game.
any other game. I just I had so much fun with all the DLC going on, and then I got on my computer and just all the mods and stuff. It was so much fun.
All the fucks that were in Fallout 3 were taken away.
No,
He played the fuck out of it.
they weren't taken away. They were fucked.
They were received.
Every fuck was fucked.
And I would love to go play that game again.
Let's go
Can we
fuck
talk
this
about how much we love to curse?
What are you talking about?
I don't think I love cursing more. Like, is there a human being that I love more than I love cursing?
That's a really weird way to phrase that question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do I
like,
love someone more than I than I like to say fuck?
Think about it. It's tough. If you had a choice, it was like, okay, next time you say fuck, this person's dead. Or would you be like, I can't do it. I have to say fuck. And then they're like, ugh, then they die. Like,
Is it only the word fuck?
it's not just
Do
the
I
word
get
fuck.
do I get to pick the person that drops dead? Because
I
then
think that would
I would
defeat
go
it.
all for it.
I think that would defeat the
So okay, so
the exercise.
so it has to be the person you care for the most, and then versus saying cursing.
So essentially, it's whoever.
So now you're afraid that if you say the word, they will drop dead.
Okay,
So
no brainer for me.
what this comes down to is whichever of you three says fuck first is my murderer. But what the question is though, I think you would be free. I think you would be you guys would be free though, because if Caleb did it first, then your favorite person ever would be dead. So you could say fuck all you want.
No, because then they'd have a next favorite.
No,
say
it
it,
wasn't.
Caleb.
It was the number one. There was no line of succession for favorite person.
Well, there would be a line of succession.
You think so?
Yeah. I think the next favorite would become the new number one. And then if you
I guess
said it
technically
again,
they would have to. Although not necessarily. Your favorite author is Robert Jordan, right? He's dead.
He's dead as fuck.
Yeah.
that's more like... I feel like that's different.
How is that different? He's dead.
Because there's like a body of work left over.
Yeah.
That's what you enjoy.
So
not
Caleb
necessarily the person.
So you
Schweiss
enjoy-
has a body of talking for hours and hours and hours.
You enjoy his writing.
Yeah.
You enjoy him for his writing. Therefore, he's your favorite writer. But he's dead now. So does that mean he can't be your favorite writer? Since he's no longer alive? Because your favorite person can still be dead.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. You guys would be golden. So only one of you has to kill me in the end here. No, you know what?
Go ahead, Joe.
The,
Bite
got
the
a
bullet.
45 millimeter round sitting on the table. You know what I love how my home is a Resident Evil game now with just ammo. There's ammo here. There's some clips up in my closet.
Yeah, all you need now is like some green plant and just call it an herb.
A green plant and then a window that's barred up.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately, Caleb can't toss out the green plant because excuse me. Everything that Caleb that's living and Caleb takes care of seems to get kicked out.
yeah. That's true after a while, yeah. I can only handle it so much.
The cat's on its way soon out the door. It leaves quite frequently now.
It does,
That
yeah.
does not
Where
bode
you
well
going,
for
cat?
Caleb's offspring.
Where you going, cat? Huh? Where are you spending your time?
Yeah. Everything has a time limit. And the individuals who lived here before, they
plant.
reached that limit. You know, I have one of those little I can't remember what the It's like chrysanthemum or something like that. They're these plants that last forever.
My hydrangea bushes.
Yeah, no, it's
I've had
something.
these.
It's something crazy. I don't know what it's called, but there's like a bunch of different varieties of them. They're basically
A cactus?
No, it's not a cactus.
Oh, okay, all right.
I would have preferred a cactus because cacti are awesome, right? I would love to have a
Because
cactus.
The cactus doesn't have to hide how many
Gotta like
pricks it
water
has.
it like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, this one I have not
I
watered
have
in
this
2.5
plant
weeks.
just as a reflection of my prickish
Of your prick?
This is my prick plant.
Note how if I use it, it hurts.
Note how if I squeeze the top, liquid will come out.
Oh.
But besides the point, random thought. I've always heard that if you're lost in the desert and can find a cactus, you can just go lop off some of it and to drink like the cactus juice inside. You're good to go. But actually, that's only true for certain cactuses, and the other cactuses just make you throw up.
Believe the plural for cactus is
Cacti.
cacti. Yes.
The official,
Fucking idiot.
the
God.
official word is clacti, dipshit.
I'm not.
That sounds like an STD.
Yeah, it does. He's got the clacti.
It's the new one. I invented an STD.
Clacti. It's the clap, but for my teeny prick.
Yeah, bitch gave me the clack.
Oh my god. You guys are disgusting. I want you to know that.
Oh, you love it.
Okay, so yeah, I fucking love cursing. Here's something that I thought was interesting. Yesterday, I was watching some videos about people complaining about the MPAA. And they were talking about the kink speech and how it was stupid that they called the kink speech R. And the director, Tom Hooper, was saying, you know, I don't think I can understand a kid being traumatized by like excessive violence in a movie, but he couldn't understand. He's never been traumatized by bad language ever. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Because you know who loves to curse more than anyone? Children.
Yeah.
Children love to curse.
Yeah.
Did you love to curse as a
I
child?
did.
I need to
Yeah.
get my angst out somehow.
It was
Yeah.
before any angst. I love to curse.
Dude, literally one of the first words out of my mouth was shit. So,
Well, you've kept that going for a long time.
Yeah.
Not just
You've
the word,
embraced it as
but
your lifestyle.
just the general shit coming out of Caleb's mouth is,
yeah.
embraced. You're right.
Good job.
Yeah.
Sticking to your guns. That's impressive.
It is.
So I know
Thank you.
a lot of people hate our language. A lot of
You know, I've
seems like
actually,
potential UFF podcast listeners have been turned away because of the language. But
On Nude Clan? Really?
on UFF.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, well,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
don't-
New Clan already kind of has an almost explicit feeling around it before you even listen to the episode.
That's true.
I think it's taken care of already.
I've actually seen or heard about an interesting statistic. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard there's
I've heard
two
of
groups.
many interesting statistics as well.
There's two groups that swear the most. That's the lower class and the high class.
Oh, okay.
The people with money and the people with no money. The people who don't swear and think it's a bad thing to do are all the middle class.
Oh.
See.
So there's kind of a power connotation where you can say anything you want and you can get away with it, or you don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks about it, so you're going to say it. So, interesting thing to think about.
That is
the most
interesting.
powerful and the least powerful.
Okay, so we're all poor, so I think that's... there's
What is this we?
Yeah, we...
I live an extravagant life here.
Tell me about your extravagant life.
Well, I wake up and I eat 5 pieces of bacon every morning.
Oh, man.
And about 4 or 5 eggs. Yeah.
5?
Holy
That is
fuck.
a lot. Are you like covering lunch too? Or are you like,
No. Lunch, I have some high quality dogs, some Franks, all beef. All beef, about 2 or 3 of those, depending on the day. And then I come home and round things off with either more of these high quality dogs or more of this bacon and eggs, depending on my mood.
God damn, I love Atkins.
Yeah, dude.
There are just some things about this diet that I just fucking love.
What I like to do though is throw my beef roast in the slow cooker, just have it cook overnight, and then wake up in the morning, cut off a slice of that to take to lunch.
And by throw in and make myself stuff, me and Cameron both mean our assistant does this for us. I mean, the I encompasses both ourselves and our Jeevesy that we have going around doing all of our bidding for us. Yeah.
I just
Makes
need
it
to
easier.
get the Jeeves to find where all the fucking forks went.
Yeah.
God damn.
Send him on a mission. He doesn't want to go in there, though. People don't come out of that room.
Okay, go. All right, guys. So, just the other day, Sarah, she comes down and she's looking around because they just bought food right from fucking what is it called, Costa Vida, whatever.
Oh
it is.
yeah, and then you were like, "Hey,
And then
why isn't that going towards the gas bill?"
No,
Fucking
I know,
idiots.
fucking hate that. But then she comes down and goes, "Where are all the forks?" And so I turn around and as sweetly as possible go, "They're all in your room, aren't they?"
I fucking heard you say that over Neverwinter.
She's just like, "Well, yeah, maybe."
Don't you go fucking clean your room, you fuck?
Because I've been seriously forkless. I have not had. I have not had a fork to give for weeks now.
Dude, I'm telling you, the cup situation is much worse.
I'm
if you live with
fucking
this
dying
motherfucker.
here.
Because Caleb Craig cannot help but take every motherfucking cup. Only cups, by the way. Every motherfucking cup.
No.
Always gone when Caleb lives in a place.
No, freaking though. If you like when he lived with us and he was just hoboing it in the living room, you'd move his mattress away and just a collection of just these knives and forks and stuff and spoons. Oh, he loves spoons. Just the like
Caleb.
of spoons and utensils
Yes,
next to his
there
bed,
was.
like in the crack.
It was disgusting.
He's a little klepto.
It's like he lays down his bed and you just hear the chick.
What I'm proud of Caleb Craig for is that he seems to have become so much more civilized living with his mom again that it's like, I'm like, where the fuck was all this before? Like, why couldn't you just be civilized when you were living with us?
Joe, when he's with you, he just lets his hair down.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
You know, I will say that Caleb is cleaner than Cody. Even back then, I would
no
say.
contest.
Which is disturbing because, yes, there would be silverware disappearing. But Caleb it's shiny things. He's like a little dwarf.
It's
Obsessed with it.
So when Cody started dating Sarah, he started gaining weight.
Yeah.
And like at a very slow but slowly gaining amount. Like he was his heaviest when I left. Has he gotten any worse?
No, not at all. No. And I think he might be getting a little better just because I don't have any money to buy fucking food.
I'm
Because
disappointed.
he doesn't do anything. He doesn't have a job still. It's been ages.
God, Sarah, leave his ass.
He just sits up in his room
Such a
and plays
loser.
games.
And then he
doesn't
heard
even
the episode.
You know,
and
if he
killed
played
himself.
Final Fantasy XI, I'd be fine with it. I would honestly be fine with it. Cody, where are you? We need you in this fucking game, man. It would be useful. He'd probably be grinding out level points.
maybe.
20 levels above
It's
the
just
max.
beyond me why they don't
Yeah.
want to put someone in the other room just to help pay for things.
Beyond me, why he doesn't have a fucking GED.
Yeah, that's you got to
Exactly.
you have to have a certain amount of credits, and I don't know if
When
he
you
had
talk
those.
to Cody, he doesn't. He seems like he would be able to get one.
Yeah,
Easy
he's not
enough.
Dumb.
He's not dumb.
Well, not that dumb, I guess, but it's something that you have to have the drive to do, though. And
I think he just
doesn't.
has zero motivation to do anything really.
Yeah, it
I don't know
sucks.
why Sarah's with him.
It sucks because he was like my best friend for a long time, and then once we hit like 17 and 18, I like kept going up, and then Cody just like stayed in this like rocky sort of, kind of a little water displacement going on, like a slightly windy day at sea.
You know, I'm trying to listen to this as a listener. I have no idea what
Yeah,
the fuck
I have
you
no
just
idea.
said.
Yeah,
Yeah, we all got like a visual image with your hand.
Well, I'm saying like,
motion.
okay, all right. So let's say we're on an ocean, right? The waves are kind of picking up just a teeny bit. That's Cody. For me, it was more like I
going
wasn't
up
in a
this
boat
large
the whole
swell.
time. I was in one of those planes that has the little boat wings that you can land on the water, and I was just like kind of taking off a little bit, and Cody's just kind of coasting there, chilling, just coasting, and now he's still chilling and coasting there, and I'm like, 1,000 feet above sea level.
Oh, okay.
all right.
About ready to lose oxygen and a few thousand more and die high up in the air. We're going to decompress.
Tell me about how high above sea level you currently are.
Well, right now I'm way above, but I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands.
At least
I don't know what the
At least
pressure.
$12 an hour.
Yeah, yeah, at least something.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I got a job, and some of us around here don't. So
What can I say?
I don't know.
Except for I've already talked about this a million fucking times. in this podcast.
any way you can make yourself feel better, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't make me feel bad about. I
okay,
don't
good.
feel bad about this at all.
We're just poking you. That's all
No,
we're doing.
I understand it. He pokes me all the fucking time, and he thinks that like somehow me having a generally pretty easy time right now is going to be like
So
rough on me. Like
so
I'm
when,
not doing anything. Like I'm not progressing. I'm still going to school, and I'm going to have a bachelor's degree in May.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So let me
But-
explain something to all of you. I will have a degree. None of you guys will.
And you know what'll happen the day you have that degree?
Nothing. Yeah.
It's absolutely nothing. You know how much
So-
I'm going to make that day? At least $150. Now, it's true. It is an investment over the long term, but I'm just saying.
I'm saying that's what I've been working forward to. I haven't been working for more job money. I haven't been working in a company and trying to work my way up like someone was, and then Hostess went over, and then
Fuck that.
I started a new company. I haven't had to do that yet.
Yeah.
I'm working on my degree, and that's what I've been working on for the last 6.5 years. So, that's to me that's a different progressive line than what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and it's a different motivation, too. To me, school is secondary. It always has been and always will be. I'm not under the impression that I'm going to get it and just be like, yes, now I can do anything I want. Because I realize that there are people that I work with that have the degree that I am going into. I'm not going into it to get the piece of paper to then advance myself. I'm going into it to advance myself while I'm getting it. And if I find something awesome, then I'm done. I don't need to finish.
Yeah, degrees don't really get you anything unless
Yeah.
you're in a field that
That requires
like you're
it.
a nurse or
Yeah,
something.
like something like that. Obviously, you're not going to be like, well,
But besides the point, you're not letting things affect you. So when Caleb buys just enough Blu-rays to surpass your collection, you
Wait,
don't
what?
You don't run off to Walmart the very next day and buy just enough to be beating Caleb. No, it doesn't bother you at all.
that wouldn't. I can't do that. So I
can't do it now.
I don't
Yeah.
have a choice. I don't know. Anything is better than working at a job like that. So I'm fucking fine.
Yeah, there's a point where
I
you
might
feel like
pick
you're
up
wasting
a-
time at a job.
I might pick up a job in the mornings because I can, just to kind of have some spending money. But it's not. It doesn't mean anything. It's just
Like there are times where I'm like, I feel like I'm wasting time at my job, even though I'm making a decent amount. I'm like, if I could just like use this time just for school so I can graduate faster, then I would.
see. Look, Cameron. Look at that.
Like if I could do what Joe's doing, I probably would. I really would.
I would never do that.
Because I want my degree without having to go into debt for it. I know that's impossible.
I can't
but
stand my parents, so that would.
I don't
never
want to.
happen.
Yeah, I would. See, that's another thing. I couldn't do that either. And even if I did, my mom would make me pay for it. So
Yeah, and I don't want to go into debt for mine either. That's why I have to go at a not
that's
so
why I have a
fast
job,
pace.
and I'm paying off other stuff that I am in debt for, like a car. And if I could, I would just go to school full time. That's what I want to do, so I can get that done and get a job that I actually like being at every day.
I would too if I had the money, but I would want it to be my money, which is never going to be the case. So
I mean, there are ways you can
Never
do it
gonna
without
happen.
having to go into debt.
Would you? I mean, kind of. Well, Caleb, I am wondering here now. I don't know what your future kind of life goal oriented plans are, but I mean, you're set to pay off your house in your 50s. Isn't that correct?
if I don't make any extra payments, yeah.
Okay. That's pretty fucking awesome for most people in their 50s. That's like not something that's realistic.
Yeah.
So if you think about it that way, despite the fact that you may not be working the highest paying job ever, you're making decent money compared to the people at this table, that's for sure. But I mean, you're able to pay your house and more, and you have your freedom. And so you're actually in a really good position where, I mean, unless you're trying to work for a really expensive mortgage and you just want a bigger house or whatever, or a family or whatever you want to do, it's kind of like you're actually in kind of a good place as far as like status.
Yeah. No, and
status
that's-
quo is concerned.
And that's the thing is like with us, we're always bagging on each other.
It's a certain freedom.
It is, but then again, it's certain not freedom because I have to be
as
here.
well, yeah. But again, like your fucking mortgage payment's like $700 something.
Yeah, it's
Which-
nothing.
How much is rent at your place, Cameron?
It usually-
Slash what my place was
It usually gets to about $400 a month.
For you.
for you.
Yeah.
And it's like 11 to 12
They're paying
total, right?
$1,200.
Yeah, but they're paying $1,200 a month.
Yeah,
because
so-
we're renting.
Yeah, that's sick.
He's paying $7.
to
I know.
own it.
For
Of course, I
to
have
own it.
to.
I don't. I've entertained the idea too. Trying to find a place and just.
You should have
set
done
up
it like
shop.
a year and a half ago here, because now they're worth a lot more.
I know. I've looked online.
Yeah, they're like $190 for the one over there. I'm just like, oh,
that's
yeah.
sick.
We should just go.
I can't wait till
we
the
need,
next
we need to
housing
kick out the
bubble.
next door neighbor
I know.
and go in.
It's gonna be awesome.
We need to kick out your neighbor, buy that place next door, and just knock down the wall in between.
Gonna kill it. Yeah, no. We'll just have like random staircases. This will be one unit, one home. I've got a 30-bedroom townhome.
But seriously, for $700 a month, you could work at McDonald's at minimum wage, and if you're working full time, you are fine.
Yeah,
You could literally be just fine.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I
Which is
enjoy
an absolutely ridiculous idea, but
it is, but at the same time,
Especially
we're all,
if you just have to walk to the McDonald's.
yeah,
yeah.
we're going at it at different angles, and eventually we'll probably, hopefully, all end up in the same place. But the difference is
He means like in life. Or
in
goal.
life, yeah, like you're becoming,
confusion
getting a
is up here.
home and like paying it off and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
We all have our goal. Like I know what I want my goal to be. It's in my mind, and I want to work for it. I just feel like sometimes it's not going as fast as I want it to go.
Yeah.
This is turning into a real touchy-feely feelings episode.
You know, it is. It is turning into a touchy-feely
it started out with how much we love to.
We started out with getting fat.
Yeah, we did. That's kind of weird, huh?
All right, well, let's have some video game conversations. We got some questions to answer.
Yes, we do. The first one here is from No, it isn't. Never mind. Taku Amazuki. It's titled.
Fuck bat.
That's right. Fuck you. It's titled Pixel Games. Do you guys ever think you go into pixel games? Not really like old school games like Link to the Past or old Metroid, but pixel games that were made recently and are still good in quality, even standing next to next gen games. I guess the most current and big thing to suggest is Undertale, but I don't know if you want that. Guess games I'm thinking of are To the Moon, Corpse Party, Deep Sleep Series, Lone Survivor, and a few more. These games are all really short, but they have some charm. My personal pick would be Corpse Party because I love that series.
When Caleb has a look of concentration on his face, and you know it's a deep pull.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. I think what they're
Is it
saying,
like a modern
It's
game
a
that looks
8-bit
like an
game.
older
Yeah.
game?
yes, that's what I think it is.
It is.
So like the Scott Pilgrim game?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, if the game's entertaining,
Okay.
I'll play it. I don't care about the graphics that much. I mean, awesome graphics are awesome to look at, but if it's a fun game, I'm going to give it a go.
I mean, there's still good graphics. They're just trying to make it look like an old school game, just with some more snazzy.
I mean, isn't that
stuff.
what freaking Minecraft is?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, but Minecraft started out kind of like a different thing. I don't
true.
know. But kind of, yeah, a bit. You're right.
It's just large blocks.
I would argue that every game has pixels at the moment. Except for some of the light games we talked about in History of Video Games Part 1. They all have pixels. So, you know, I feel like we've got it covered. Am I right?
We've played pixel games before.
We've played games with many pixels.
I thought you were
I'm-
trying to do
I'm interested
a Christopher
in,
Walken.
first off, that's not a
impression.
Christopher Walken.
Just the
That's
loud
fucking
pauses.
terrible, Christopher.
I'm just your pauses were just
It's more like a
insane.
Captain Kirk.
Yeah. William Shatner, man.
I like to pause in random places.
Yeah, I know. You do. So, Caleb, I have never heard of any of those games. Mostly because I just don't even have
I have heard-
my ears prepped for indie games whatsoever.
I've heard the word Undertale before, but that's about it.
Yeah, that one's, I think, the only one that I really heard of out of the list that they gave. There is one that I've been interested in that's on PSN. It's called Hyper Light Drifter. It looks pretty sweet, but other than that, I haven't really...
Caleb just has this new look every week, and this week is just kind of like child molester.
Is that what you're getting?
He's not the conquistador anymore, but he just has the lank hair with the balding spot up top.
Oh, am I losing my hair? Is that what's happening?
Dude, you're just missing, like, the pencil-thin mustache.
Yeah.
You just have to have that drabby 70s suit with a briefcase.
What will satisfy you?
Handcuffed
Okay,
to your
because
wrist.
there was the facial hair, which you couldn't handle. There was the not showering, where my hair was just like clumpy and even worse looking than it's ever been. And then I showered today, thinking, okay, I'm gonna try to dress to impress Cameron this morning. I want to not have any sort of call out on the show. And now I look like a fucking child
Yeah,
molester.
stop looking like a freak and ready to go.
What do you want? Next time I'll go bald and you'll be like, and then cue ball over here. I'll just shave it all off. Be like, what the fuck,
Next
dude?
time, hey, I'm sorry. Next time, I'll just come with a package of Rogaine. Just all sorts of stuff. for you.
Rogaine doesn't work unless it's purely in this part, which is going, actually. The little
Rogaine
spiral.
apparently works if you haven't lost your hair yet.
So you should go.
I
go
don't
ahead
know
and
if
give it a go.
Rogaine would stop genetics, though. I think Rogaine is more...
But it like that's what I have heard, and I have no idea if there's any
Caleb,
basis in fact.
It's
looking
too late.
Looking at you right now, you've lost a lot of weight. That's good, but you just need to.
But because you've
to,
lost a lot of weight, it looks extra raggedy.
You need to like
Does it
freaking
really?
build up your neck muscles and just build up this huge chest and arms when you go bald, because otherwise you're just gonna look like fucking Lex Luthor.
Well, I mean, Lex Luthor is built.
No, like the new Lex Luthor from Batman
okay.
versus Superman.
Oh God. Pixel Games, Caleb. You really should cut that hair.
I know.
It's like
Or keep
mullety.
growing it, and give it a perm so you can be hairband.
It's not really mullety. It's the same length everywhere. It's just the hair back here starts down here and not right here, so it takes longer to get down.
Here.
It just looks like
So
he
you
has
know
a
how
great visual
your
thing.
hair starts at the back, where the little
he's doing
twirl,
a side head comb over.
where the little twirl. It is not a side head comb over. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous what you're suggesting right now.
Oh my god! It kind of does look like that when it's like over your widow's peak,
All right, you
dude.
know what? You know what? Here. There's the fucking hair.
There you go.
Unadulterated. Right fucking now. No comb over. I'm just gonna wear it like a fucking savage.
Where's your beach board, man?
Fuck you.
It's perfect.
Fuck you, people.
I didn't say shit.
No, but it's your lap that set him off. Oh, it's too good.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, you'll have a nice fine head, Caleb.
I don't know about that.
You should shave it down, buddy.
I've got some fucking lumps.
Dude,
Everybody has lumps.
my head is the king of lumps over here, so.
Dude, there was a guy who I went to Lagoon and we were getting on a ride, and there was a dude in line who literally he had shaved his hair, but it was like a T had been carved into the back of his head, and it was like an uneven T. It was like didn't look right, and it was like it was made of head lump. It was ridiculous. So
Man,
you'll be
see,
fine.
from the back of my head, I have this weird thing where
If you don't feel any
kinda like
crevasses,
that.
you're gonna be fine.
I have that going on the back of my head. Where this is the top skull and this is the bottom part. And it's so
Everybody
weird.
has that. There's a bump there because that's where everything's at. Oh, from there?
Shelf.
Oh, yeah. I guess you were just dropped as a baby.
I was actually dropped as a baby.
Oh, I can't tell.
Now, are you ever worried about that? Like something that could happen.
Can you
like
talking to the mic?
There's occasionally. So, for example, I've wondered if like.
Fucking
You gonna do that as artwork for the
Yes.
episode?
Yes, I'm going to tweet it out right now. Actually,
All right.
so I've always wondered if there are moments where we just go full retard, like with Cameron being dropped as a child. Like occasionally he'll just like sit there, like go
No, guys.
for like 3 minutes, and then no one tells you ever because they're like embarrassed for you. Like, do you ever have that moment where you're like, man, I wonder if that
No,
ever
no,
happens
guys.
to
My
me?
moment is when I'm like, oh, no, it's just.
Yeah, we know. We make
Just
fun of you. It's
no, see, that's just me. I'm about to say something, but then I'm like, fuck, I gotta think this through first.
We've noticed, Cam.
yeah, we know you were Tad. It's okay. No one ever used that mic again. Cameron just
Has Jake used this mic?
deep-throated the fucking mic. No, Cameron likes to, Jake likes to spit on my mic instead. And I got him a fucking foam ball for his mic, and he never uses it. He uses my foam ball. It's my foam ball for my mouth, and not for his.
Yeah.
Do you feel violated?
And Caleb's just like, I don't care. It's like, just fucking
I was like, hey,
give
Jake,
him the foam ball to use.
where's your foam ball? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, well, I guess you're just going to use Joe's mic forever.
Juice.
Juice. Fucking juice.
Anyway.
So yeah, Pixel games would be fun. We don't really have it.
I don't know. I've never played a single one of those like modern, old-looking games. Like, I've never played one, so I don't know. And the fact that I haven't heard of any makes it really unlikely that I'll nominate any. Just because I like to nominate games that I've heard of.
Maybe they should just tell us on the Twitters which one of those should be in our next nomination.
Well, he just gave us a list. So.
He did. We could choose some. Batman says Shovel Knight is great. Not a lot of depth, but definitely a fun game. So maybe Shovel Knight is the one that we should decide
Shovel
on.
Knight I have heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we have another one here. This one's from Dylan, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's titled "Why You Know Nintendo."
Betrayed.
I'm new to the forums, but you may have heard me if you listen to Nude Clan's podcast. Probably not. But my name is Dylan, and I've appeared on the show a few times. My question is this: why don't you guys play Nintendo games for the show? Maybe I'm the only one that cares, but there is a noticeable lack of Nintendo games being reviewed and or being suggested
Nobody cares.
to potentially be reviewed. I know Craig is up to playing Nintendo games, but there doesn't seem to be much interest from the other hosts. Would you guys be open to playing Nintendo games? Yeah, sure. I would.
I've
mind.
nominated a few.
In my mind, Nintendo games.
Just don't vote.
Nintendo games. I think of Nintendo. I think of Mario and then party games.
That's
You don't think
perfect
of
for
Zelda?
a party for.
I've played
Donkey
Zelda,
Kong?
but yeah, I don't think of that. Yeah.
I would play DK64.
Or Star Fox.
Oh, I'd love to play
yeah.
Star Fox. I played that back in the day, but when I think of Nintendo, I don't think of that. Actually, GoldenEye.
Oh, I don't want to play that. though.
GoldenEye?
That's something you should leave dead. It's
I
rough.
love that game.
Yeah.
It was beautiful back in the day,
I
but
love it,
now it's just
Playing multiplayer with that. Oh man, Golden Gun mode
punching people in the nuts. This is the midget. His old odd job.
with the big head cheat on, the DK head on.
Yeah. I love playing against
Headshots
bots because they
abound.
like get stuck in doorways and shit. Like they can't move. 'cause they're big heads.
Yeah, just not quite the Call of Duty bot mode where it's the instant aim.
Yeah. Snap 2. Kill. All right. So yeah, we're open to Nintendo.
I am open to Nintendo. We have nominated Nintendo games.
Not very many,
multiple times.
though. Not very many. Most of our stuff that's nominated goes cross-platform, honestly.
That's true. A lot of the ones that we've been playing have
But
been
it's not
cross-platform.
Nintendo platform, and you know why, Dylan? Because Nintendo doesn't have any fucking games that Nintendo doesn't make, for the most part. And if we don't want to play a Nintendo game, we're not going to play a Nintendo game. I know that's a really obvious statement, but if you think about it, we play games that are on the PS4, but there are a lot of the games that are on the PS3 that we play, PS2, that are on Xbox, that are on Xbox One, that are on PC. They're all over the place. The problem with Nintendo is they monopolize their games, and because of that, it's not as widespread. But we have nominated like 2 or 3 over the course of the show.
Which isn't bad.
No, it's more than Xbox exclusives. What have we nominated that's exclusive to Xbox? Fable. But we played it. I played it on PC, and so did Joe. Like, honestly, Xbox is getting shafted even more.
It
than
really is. But actually, sales for Xbox are going up for some strange reason.
It's because they released this new one, the Slim.
The Halo 5. That's what I was thinking.
No, it's Xbox One S.
Oh, Halo 5 came and went, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
He said he
Didn't
also
even
goes
stir
on.
any waters.
Fucking
Yeah.
Microsoft and their goddamn it.
The goddamn it.
He says also, is there any interest from the viewers? I know a guy that could occasionally join you for such reviews or discussions. Anyway, I look forward to hearing your collective thoughts on the matter.
Well, obviously they don't care because they downvoted the ones that we left up to them.
Yeah. We had Ocarina of Time as one of Joe's picks a little while ago, and it lost. So
Yeah.
that's supposed to be the
I've been
greatest
playing
Zelda game of
fucking
all time.
Super Mario 3.
Yeah, we're just not reviewing it for the show. Like, I don't know.
I will make a move to nominate more Nintendo games.
I was gonna, but then I forgot.
But, we'll see.
Brandy says, I'm all for Nintendo and seeing reviews for the various games spread across the different systems. I've been giving my Wii U a lot of love lately, but I did ignore it for about a year. Don't know if the guys would review anything, but I'd be interested in hearing them. Shinbrew agrees 100% that we should play some Nintendo console/handheld games for the show. We should play Bayonetta 1 and 2 on Wii U, and maybe Ocarina of Time, which is available on Wii U as well.
Bayonetta's not exclusive.
Yeah, it is.
Bayonetta?
The first game was on PS3 and Xbox 360, but then they remade they made the second one exclusive to the Wii U.
Yeah.
And they remade
That's bizarre.
and they remade Bayonetta for.
Did they lose
the
money
Wii U.
or gain money?
I think they gained money.
With the Wii U? Are you fucking kidding me?
Let's go ahead and just make sure our game is only on the smallest system ever sold. So
Yeah.
Well, pretty much everybody who has a Wii U probably owns Bayonetta 2.
Well, yeah,
that's the only fucking game
when you
that
have a
could buy and
catalog
enjoy.
of 5 good games, you're going to have those 5 games.
Exactly. So
I mean,
sold
come
well.
on. All right, so let's see. Felicia Nomiko says, I would love to see some 3DS games up for review myself. The main console, I'm not a big Nintendo main console fan these days. I do love the 3DS, but my last main was the GameCube, which I still have. Also, Resident Evil 4 is a GameCube game, by the way. It was nominated. I have zero plans to buy a main console thus far, as I don't like any of the exclusive games enough to tempt me. Okay, so no main console for her. Her consoles for reference: NES, the original PlayStation, GameCube, Xbox 360, PS4, 3DS, PS Vita.
Those all sound like main consoles to me.
Yeah, a few of them do.
They're just older generations.
I think
She has
she's
a
meaning Wii U.
PS4.
She means Wii U, I think. Main console for Nintendo.
Wii.
All right, so that's fine. Being that Nintendo, Batman says, being that Nintendo shaped the gaming industry into what it is today, I support more games from the Big N. Caleb Craig still owes me some Lufia 2 action.
I told you, Batman, I'm going to fucking get to it.
The Big N, huh?
What just... Hold on now.
The big N.
It means neighbor.
Yeah.
The N64, when you started it up,
correct-
had the big N.
The correct answer was Nagger.
Yeah.
Hey, he just said what we all thinking. So. It's too bad.
I can't say.
That's too. That's bad. That's bad.
It's bad.
It's really
Yeah.
bad.
Still be at.
I think we should try to do it, especially because 3 of us have 2DSs or 3DSs, so we have the console.
We got Wii's as well.
Yeah.
We do have Wii's, yeah. Like there's almost no reason to not.
I got a shitload of games with my GameStop package.
Yeah, we could do one of
I got
those.
Super Mario Galaxy, which I've heard is amazing and I've never played.
I haven't owned anything Nintendo for a long time.
Yeah,
A long time.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to have it with you.
You don't matter. You don't even fucking play games.
Yeah.
What, 9 games this year so far?
Well, you
trash.
saying
Yeah, trash.
We keep needing to branch out, and you keep nominating fucking shooters, Cameron.
I don't keep fucking nominating shooters, RPGs.
And I have still not nominated an RPG. That's pride right there.
We agreed to play Diablo
That's
3.
different. That's
Outside of the vote.
usurping the vote. That's
Oh, okay. Oh, that's...
no nominations. Costume Quest 2, I would have probably nominated that if Caleb didn't. But, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to the winner at the end of the
We will.
show.
We will. We have one more question that we're going to cover this week. In
I
this
thought we
week
had 2 questions.
of questions. We have,
Or 3 questions.
well, we have one. This is the third. And we have the voice recording one, too.
Oh, okay. All right.
So there is another one after this. Okay, he sent us a picture.
That we cannot read or see.
2,951 ratings. He said, those are all the movies I've watched in the recent years and rated on IMDb. Excuse me. I probably watched around 5,000 in my whole life and have a backlog of about 2,000 movies that are still on my queues and watch lists for various sites that I own digitally or physically and haven't watched yet.
Yeah.
This is Shinru, by the way. Yeah, I need help. I just love movies, and I don't watch American ones either. I've seen a lot of foreign cinema films from Europe, Asia, etc. Classic black and white films. I
it
love,
you?
yeah, it was. I love film noir and Hong Kong Golden Age cinema. I used to average about 3 movies a day since I was a teenager for every single day for years. But then I started to just watch one a day, but I still will watch 3 to 5 movies in one day if I have free time every once in a while. How much would that be for Nude Clan Hog anyway? What
Well,
about you all?
You can calculate
Oh,
that.
It's only based on your year.
Yeah.
I definitely, I'm more of the one a day when I'm in a good run, and then like usually like 2 or 3 a week.
Yeah, that's about where I am
That's
too.
kind of, I think that's pretty average movie lover amount. You know, I've probably rewatched movies up to that amount. Especially like, I would name The Matrix, Jurassic Park, and Kung Pao Enter the Fist, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. as
yeah, that
movies
one by itself
I have
would be like a third
probably
of that.
seen over 100 times.
Yeah, I bet you I've probably watched Jurassic Park more than I've played Final Fantasy 11. Like, I don't doubt that at all. So,
I can shut my eyes and watch Jurassic Park in my head.
yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. No, I've probably seen about, because I've actually gone through my Rotten Tomatoes and tried to remember movies I've seen, and just like, if I couldn't remember what it was, I gave it like 2.5 stars. Like, if I couldn't remember how I felt about it, I just remembered seeing it. And I think by the end of this year, it'll probably be at like 1,600 ratings. I don't know past that, or how many times I've rewatched movies. Probably about 2,000 something.
Yeah, I have no idea for
Yeah.
myself.
So I'm pretty proud. I mean, I'm no Shinru. I didn't watch 3 a day. That's too much. Like,
Yeah, that's sick,
I can watch
dude.
1 like with my full attention, but my attention goes away after 2. I'm
Are
done.
these like back to backs? You're talking like
What the fuck else would you do during the day if you were watching 3 a day when you were a teenager? You would come home from work, from work.
is there even enough time after
Tough,
school?
that high school.
Yeah.
You come home from school and you would watch 3 movies. Yeah, that's enough. There's enough time. You would just
Yeah,
watch
you
3
could.
movies
That
and
was
go back.
just that would just be your life.
Yeah.
This is my life.
Yeah, and I'm not a proponent of like doing other shit at the exact same time you're watching a movie for the first time.
No, I am not either.
Yeah.
You give it your full concentration.
Yeah.
Unless you're like cooking food, I guess. Something that you can watch it.
Yeah.
But like playing a game and watching a movie, no.
Yeah, I can't do
That's
that.
No.
not something you should do. Not if you're, especially if you're into films, the way that I'd say most of us are. Maybe not Cameron as much, but we're really into watching movies, and I want to get everything out of the movie, and you can't do that if you're playing fucking Mario while you're watching the movie. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, that Mario requires a lot of concentration.
That's how I am with my TV though too. I don't watch shows like sitcoms that I can just watch while fucking around doing something else. I watch like shows.
Well, you know, if it's a show that you've like seen before, you can always watch that and then do something like
True.
grind heavy.
I give half attention to comedies. I'll put Seinfeld on or South Park, and I will cook.
Yeah, that's different though.
And I will
That's-
check my phone.
Yeah, it's not a progressing storyline generally, except for the last few seasons of South Park, where you do it does progress.
New episode. It's pretty good.
Okay.
What
I'm
about
excited to get to it.
what about you, Craig? What about your movie viewing? Have any idea?
I have no idea. It would probably be a little bit less than Joe's, as he's been watching a shitload of movies lately, but it would be around there.
All right, Cameron.
He had me on ratings for a while.
Yeah, I haven't rated
On
anything on
Rotten
Rotten
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes for like 5 years.
I should have done IMDb. I think Shinra's right about that. I think IMDb is more of the sure bet as far as like your ratings and your public ratings, and you can make lists and shit on IMDb.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can't do that with Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm
I feel
a
like-
big-
I feel
Well,
like I
now
picked
I'm
the
going to
wrong
spend a
site.
day to just like move everything over to IMDb.
I'm gonna stay with Rotten Tomatoes. I like
now
it.
it's got to be out of 10 though. It's like
Yeah,
Well.
fuck that. Out of 5, you could do the math to make it 10. I'm not doing it for you.
Well, I think I've been about 2 movies a week from growing up just because my mom likes to watch movies. But I think the reason why I'm not as much into watching movies is just because of how she likes to watch movies. She'll get this movie that's a really bad movie, just like the lines are just so bad. Let me think of the movie we were watching that one time. and I checked it up. It had like 1.5 stars.
Didn't you watch I, Frankenstein with your mother?
Yeah, I watched I, Frankenstein.
Okay.
Was one of them with her.
So
And
the
she's
worst
sitting there,
movie
I
of all-
Frankenstein on for the 5th time.
Yeah, the worst movie ever made.
And then she's
ahead.
sitting there enjoying it, and I'm just like, this movie it's trash. It's so bad.
Right?
And she's like, well, why? You just sit down and calm down and enjoy the movie. I'm like, all right, just enjoy it. But then
There is-
when she watches a movie, she just like she's like not even paying attention to it, but she's giving her full attention to it, but she's not understanding anything she's seeing, which is probably why she can watch trash movies. Because she'll ask questions about something someone just said on the TV.
I
all
bet
the
you she
time.
didn't ask you a question during I, Frankenstein, though, because there is nothing to
She
understand.
did.
Nothing
She'll
to see.
she'll go. Oh, why do you say that?
Okay,
Oh,
so
what's
she's like
going
an
on?
old person watching a sci-fi movie. Is that what you're telling me right now? It's like when
But
you hear
every
old people
movie,
behind
if
you watching
watch a
Star
movie
Wars.
with her, no matter what it is, she will ask you what's going on, and she's sitting down giving the movie her full attention.
Yeah, it's like, motherfucker, I'm watching this for the first time, too. I only know what you know.
Exactly.
Like, what do you want? I'm not some expert on this movie. It's fucking opening night. It's
It's
like
like she does it in movie theaters too, and it just pisses me off.
You remember when we watched Godzilla in that IMAX and there were
Yeah.
those old people behind us? They're like, when's the monster going to come out? When's the monster coming out, Larry? I'm like, shut the fuck up. It'll come when it comes. What the fuck are you asking?
I'm sitting next to it, Barbara.
It opened yesterday. Yeah. Like, God, just stop. You don't need it explained if the movie
And
doesn't
so maybe
explain
that's
it.
why I just don't have patience for movies sometimes. I mean, if it's a good movie, like I'll admit, I actually enjoyed Batman versus Superman to Caleb's chagrin. I enjoyed it.
Did you watch it?
I watched it.
Ha!
If you just take the movie as it by itself, because it is a totally different universe because Batman's fucking killing everyone.
In his dream.
No, Batman, he freaking, every time he comes up to, like, he's fighting people, he's throwing people against the
I
wall
was
and
trying
cracking
to
their head.
see
He's shooting
if
guns
I
at
saw
them.
anybody die, and I don't think I saw a single
I
person
saw someone die.
legitimately die. I think
I
he
watched
hurt
him-
people and knocked him out.
You didn't see
I don't
anyone
think he
legitimately die?
actually
He
died.
Not even when he threw a
someone.
crate at a dude and
Yeah.
his fucking head exploded against the wall?
He fucking destroyed
There was
people.
blood spooge on the back of that guy's head.
I don't remember that.
Batman fucking destroyed people. He would shoot people. It was so I'm taking
He shot
this-
a bunch of people,
I'm
yeah.
taking this as like a totally different universe, and I sat down and I could enjoy
I
it.
don't give a shit either way. But
That's all I gotta say to that.
All right, so yeah, with the movies, I've got like 760 ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. There are movies that I've seen that I refuse to rate because I haven't seen them recently enough to give them an honest opinion. That's where Joe and I differ. I don't want to put up a rating of 2.5 stars because I know I've watched it and I remember nothing about it. I don't think that's really something to do. I think I want to go back and watch that movie and then I'll give it a true rating.
see, for me, it's tracking all that I've seen that I remember seeing.
Yeah, but I don't really care if I remember seeing it if I remember nothing of it. Because then someone could be like, well, why'd you give E.T. 2.5 stars? It's like, well, because I watched it when I was a kid and I thought it was shit. I was wrong, apparently, but I haven't seen it since then, so I'm not going to put it on
My
there.
God, you need to see E.T.
Yeah.
My God, that's a beautiful movie. Jesus.
Well, you told me
We
the
should
same
watch
thing about
E.T..
Close Encounters, and I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
like
we
that
should
that
watch. We
much
should watch
either.
Close Encounters of the
Close
Third
Encounters
Kind.
was awesome.
Guys. We should
Not
watch.
when I was in
we
middle
should
school.
watch Close Encounters and then E.T. right after.
Yeah.
yeah, I
The
guess.
sequel.
It'd be awesome.
And then we
Nothing
watched
like
Super,
each
and then we
other.
watched Super 8.
I just want to. I don't know. I've always wanted to watch those two movies right next to each other.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'd
And
be
then
okay.
Star Wars because they're in Star Wars too.
So I would, I do like movies, and I'm watching. I think I've been around 2 a week. Whenever I'm in school, I do 2 a week because I go to the library one day of the week that I have class, and then I like bring 2 movies home with me, and I watch those 2, and then I turn it back in, and then get 2 new ones. The library, by the way, at our school is like an orgasm for anyone that loves movies. There's like a fuckload of movies, just shit tons of movies everywhere, and we're talking like
All over the
Jason
floor,
Bourne, fucking the random movies, like shit that just barely came out. Gone Girl, they have like stuff that I'm like, I don't know, you might not have this. It's there.
Yeah,
It's
a
amazing.
University library there.
It is, yeah, and it's free, so it takes away the expense, I guess. I'm trying to just catch up on movies that came out before without having to rent them. Unfortunately, I still have rented some, and then I found them there, and I'm like, God damn it! But so I'm trying to be more on top of watching movies, but not nearly as many as you two, probably.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But I've watched The Shining like probably 8 times, and I only watched it for the first time 2 years ago. So I just keep showing people The Shining because I love it. And so I watch it.
The thing we
with them
joke
every
about
time.
with Cameron, though, is that we'll start a movie. Cameron will always start a movie.
Because I get in
And then
there.
he'll be like, I have a text from my girlfriend, and I'm going to go.
Yeah, something.
No, I usually have something come up.
really fucking
But
stupid.
I sit down and it's this fucking weird ass Russian movie where even Joe has no fucking clue what's going on. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm wasting time sitting here because no one's enjoying it. And he's watching it just because he needs to say he's watched it. And so I'm like, I'm going to go to bed because it's late and I have work early.
Yeah. Or it's even worse when you come in like 30 minutes in and you just start bitching about the movie. You're like, dude. You're like, oh, what is that? What is that shot? Why are they in robes? What?
Yeah, no, he did that for me. I was
Because I'm sitting down
I was
and I'm
fucking
trying
watching
to get into
fucking
the movie.
Breathless, and he was like, I don't like this. This is stupid. This is like, why are they doing that? And it was worse with Breathless than it was for the Stanley Kubrick thing. Because
Yeah.
at least with the Stanley Kubrick thing, it was in color.
Yeah.
You know, and then Cameron could possibly like it 10% more. 'Cause,
I have
he's a
nothing
child.
against black and white movies. I just, I just don't like it if it's a boring movie. It feels like you're
How do you
wasting
know
time.
if it's a boring movie if you walked in the middle of it?
Because I sat down and I'm trying to ascertain what's happened before to kind of put the pieces together by asking you. And if
That's
it's
not
boring,
how you watch a movie. You don't watch a movie by going, I'm going to go in the middle of it. And
So I guess.
well, because
think
I was
about
busy,
what happened beforehand.
Because I was busy, and then I wanted to come downstairs and hang out and see what you're watching. And if it's just in the middle of this movie that seemed boring the whole time,
Well, okay, so the problem is
come
you're...
down, watch this movie, and this weird Japanese dude's pretending he's a train conductor as he's going through the whole village. Woot, woot, he's just walking along this village.
He's right. That happened in a movie.
Okay. The problem is...
Riveting.
Here's what the problem
Amazing.
is. Joe accuses Cameron of not watching movies the right way, but he's not watching movies at all. And Cameron is saying that the movies are boring, but he's not actually watching the movies. So really, it's like a nothing incident here. It's Joe mad that Cameron won't watch the movie, and Cameron doesn't actually watch it and comes up with the reason why he doesn't like it based on pure assumption.
I give a movie the 30-minute mark, and if I'm just like,
Yeah, that's when you come in. You come in at the 30-minute
Yeah,
mark.
it's 32 an hour.
that's because I was upstairs doing homework or something.
No,
and then I come
but I
down.
didn't. But you don't have an opinion on a movie you just walked into.
Well, then maybe start it over. And
No,
watch
I'm
the
not
first
going
30
to start it
minutes
over
again.
because then you're going to leave halfway through. No matter how much you're enjoying
Okay, so
the movie.
I left. Sometimes
You
even
left
when we're
Barry
watching.
Lyndon. It was
Yeah,
just
and I
like
enjoyed
it
it.
just fucked off.
And the reason why is because I was not okay. A lot of times when we all watch movies together, I wouldn't have a seat on the couch, and so I'd sit on the floor. I'd sit on the
'cause
floor.
that's where you belong.
And then I laid on the floor, and then it's just like I am so tired right now. I'm just gonna go to bed. I can't stay awake, so I just go to bed.
That is true. You do sleep on the floor a lot over there.
Yeah, well, not anymore because then
Well, yeah,
I have the couch.
you have a
now.
couch now.
But I sat on the
Fucking
floor
hermits are upstairs, so...
because. I just sat on the floor because it was comfortable, and then it's late, and I have work early every day, so I'm just like I just have to go to bed after a certain time. I'm not giving a movie any attention because I'm falling asleep.
That's fine. It's just... if you say it's boring, then it's
No,
like,
those
dude.
movies, then no. But the movies that Joe watches sometimes, yeah.
I agree.
That's
but-
like we're watching some French
He
movie.
still is. Oh yeah, we're watching because he's still
Yeah.
only halfway through the movie.
So
he
we
didn't
sit
see
down-
the setup. He didn't see why we're interested in what's going on in the movie.
And then
'Cause
it's
that
the
shit
scene-
that's always set up in the first act. He comes in the beginning of the second act is like it's stupid.
So we come in, we're sitting down, we're watching this movie, and it's this one girl interviewing this guy on some fucking freeway overpass, and all you hear is the noise of the cars, and you can barely hear what they're saying in French, and they're talking in circles. They aren't even talking about fucking anything, and it's just like, all right, it feels like you're watching this just to check the box, is what you're doing. It's grinding movie style.
Are you not entertained?
It's a good movie.
The answer
right
is
there.
no to Cameron.
And
He is
then
not
with the Russian
entertained.
movie, I was into the Russian movie for a while. We're watching it. We were both confused by it, but then it started to get some weird fucking ass shit going on. And then it just kind of, off we go. And I'm going to bed.
It's an art movie. I don't know what that Russian movie was a very strange movie. The French movie though was actually pretty fucking good.
Did it end well? Was it ending
The
good?
dude gets shot in the back and he walks
Oh,
down the
blood.
street
Cool.
and then he dies. and then she's there. It's about like their relationship and their weird thoughts with each other. And I know Quentin Tarantino loves that movie a lot, and he took a lot.
Well, maybe I should start it from the beginning and then sit down and see if I enjoy it. It's just that one scene where it just sounded like the sound was so off the whole scene.
It's just one of those movies that was important to cinema, the art form.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's a great movie.
No, but that one was enjoyable. The Mirror was the same way, the Russian film he's talking about. But that one was, for me, not enjoyable. And I did see another film by that same director called Andrei Rublev, which I believe is on Hulu if people want to check it out. That movie was a really good movie. And it had some of the similar weird elements, but it also kind of had a story. So there was something different going on there that I appreciated. So now I appreciate his artwork, though. Like, he just... Sometimes it was in black and white. Sometimes it was in color.
His camera work when we're watching was good. Like,
yeah.
It was like he was keeping you interested with the shot itself.
Top tier Soviet film is what that was. So
maybe it got past the KGB censors because they couldn't figure out what's going on either.
It's just one of those things, Cameron, where I'm just exploring, more stuff.
Well,
so
it's
this
part
is a
of your
movie
degree.
made for art's sake.
Yeah.
So,
and I kind of have a problem with people doing something to be artsy. Like, I'm artsy for artsy's sake, and it just feels so pretentious to me.
I don't have really that much of a problem with it. I'm not going to say that that's a more entertaining movie than I said The Matrix earlier. The Matrix. It's not.
Yeah, see,
if I was given the choice of watching that or The Matrix, I would pick The Matrix. But I will still watch this and try to appreciate what I'm watching and read up on it and learn its historical context in terms of filmmaking.
No, I understand that.
Same thing with like 2001 and The Shining for me. I've watched 2001 twice, almost 3 times. I've watched The Shining like 8 times. Do I think it's a better movie? No, I don't think it's a better movie. I think it's more enjoyable of a rewatch. But it's something that I enjoy watching. Same with Jurassic Park. I've watched it like 1 billion times. Joe and I have both watched it like a shitload because we loved the dinosaurs when we were kids.
Yes.
Does that mean it's the best movie ever? No. But
no, not at all.
Then you get into the idea of maybe a movie is what you get out of it. Maybe the enjoyment of the movie makes it the best movie ever.
There's
Which one matters more?
Sometimes that you're watching as like a soul-searching thing, or just watching because you're
like Super Size Me,
learning, or you're watching because you're extremely entertained.
Yeah, it all depends on what you want to get out of it.
Super Size Me a soul-searching experience?
Well, I had gained some weight and just wanted to figure it out.
You gained weight?
No, I haven't now.
Okay,
I'm talking like when I did.
Okay.
But that's one thing that Dwayne and I got into a talk about, like which one I prefer looking at as far as like critic scores or reviewer scores. And I told him critic because I don't trust the reviewers to be honest about the quality of the movie. And then he trusts the reviewers because he knows they're going into the movie looking for a certain thing. And if they got that out of it, then he wants to see it, which is a good point. If I'm going to go see a horror movie, I know that there are a lot of bad horror movies. There are just a lot of shit ones, right?
Sure.
And I go see a horror movie, and if it's what I want, what it lives up to my expectations of a horror movie are, I give it a positive review. Now, is the movie good? No, not necessarily. It can be. Critically, it might still be good, but I got what I wanted out of it. So, in a way, that's a good way to look at things. So, yeah, let's see what else he says. He doesn't say anything else, but Light Sage answers with, I own probably 300-ish movies right now, and that doesn't even count all the childhood movies that I lost when my parents divorced. I still miss some of them. I don't, because they'd be VHS. Can't watch that anymore. I don't even want to think about movies I've watched, but never bought, borrowed, and watched on the internet. So she has no idea. And Felicia could not begin to count. That's like asking how many books I've read my whole life. Hint, I've read more books, a lot more.
I've read way less than I've watched movies.
Oh, yeah, it's way less for me, too.
I've probably read 300 books, maybe.
Well, books take a lot longer to get done with than a movie, too.
Oh, yeah, they do.
It does. Right. It depends on what you're going after, I guess.
So, I don't know. Movies, I just love. Love movies.
I couldn't tell that, Joe.
And obviously, Shinru does, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a phone call about a certain something that I'm pretty sure we have a phone call about a certain something Yes.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
that makes a lot of sense right
Oh,
there, Joe.
no. You'll know what I'm saying.
All right, let's do this.
Hey guys, Joe from Michigan. I'm calling to weigh in on the Batman v Superman / Suicide Squad talk we had on Nude Clan. Coming from a bit of a different perspective, since I'm more of an avid comics fan, and I feel like Craig had a little bit of an issue defending why it matters that it doesn't follow the comic book
He has
continuity.
plenty of issues.
And then there are a few other points that I feel like Joe could have made. So I'm going to assess this the best way I can and then tell you guys what I think afterwards. But to start, you should know that I am a DC fanboy. Most of my comics that I've purchased, other than the pile I inherited, are DC. I have a subscription to comic books that I get every month. They're all DC. So I get about 11 titles a month. And my favorite is Green Arrow because he's like Batman, but he's not actually super smart. He's like a really shitty version of Batman. Like if you're like, hey,
Do you
I want
concur?
a really subpar superhero,
Maybe.
Green Arrow's the guy, and that's why I like him, because he sucks. Anyway, Batman v Superman, the reason why it is made for the fans is because they're pulling from comic book source material and putting it into these movies. So you can't say that, well, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter because they're being assholes by pulling in, oh, we're going to grab this from The Dark Knight Returns, which is a comic written by Frank Miller in the 80s, recreated the whole comic books industry. It was a huge deal. Well, they put that in, which is the entire Batman v Superman fight, Batman wearing that armor, and they're pulling all kind of aesthetics, all kind of story points from this. Then they're like, hey, you know what else we liked? The Death of Superman. They grabbed that piece of that story where he fights Doomsday, except he doesn't look like a Lord of the Rings troll in comic books, and then he kills Superman in return. Well, leaving huge, gigantic plot holes all throughout. And plot holes don't bother me. Every single comic book movie has a giant amount of plot holes.
bother me.
That's what makes them comic book movies. Like half of it is comic book movies. Everybody worships Marvel Civil War. Giant plot holes. Anyway, the whole point of them pulling the stuff from the comics, we're going to pull from this source material, is for the fans, because Joe obviously had no fucking clue that The Dark Knight Returns was a thing, let alone that was the main influence for the movie, let alone The Death of Superman. Now, The Death of Superman, which is the part that Joe's like, hey, if you remove that, the movie will be good, was put in there because they wanted the Death of Superman storyline from the comics, which had absolutely nothing to do with the Batman storyline in The Dark Knight Returns. And Dark Knight Returns also has absolutely no reason to exist if there isn't 50 years of Batman and Superman continuity before it. So, them bringing them in is asinine. So this is my problem with Batman v Superman from a fan standpoint, is that they're pulling in all of this data and all of this storyline, everything from both of those comics and many others, and putting them in the movie, so they're pulling, okay, this is a bit from this writer, this is a bit from this writer, but, if Joseph DeGaulier writes a screenplay, Zack Snyder writes a screenplay, and Kevin Smith writes a screenplay, they're not all going to fucking mash up. Yeah, they might be a little similar, but you can't just write screenplays, tape them together, and fucking put them in a shotgun, shoot them out, and say, here we go, this is what we're going to fucking shoot. It doesn't make any sense. You end up with the second and third Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So, when you have someone do that to something like this, it gets real personal to a lot of the fans. But from a different aspect, let's say I'm going into this with zero comic book love by going into this movie. Then if I'm going to argue in favor of Joe's point, like the fact that Batman kills people is mute because Batman in the cinematic universe, what most people know Batman as, 1989 Batman, 90s weird Batman with Val Kilmer and George Clooney. That version of Batman, one, has murdered the shit out of people constantly. Two, pretty sure is a complete and total moron in every single one of those films.
Isn't everybody in
That's
those?
true.
So Ben Affleck is fine. He's perfectly fine for this part. As for, and so none of that matters. None of the fact that Superman had these weird points or Superman's power is coming into play. Whatever. They're just points that, like, okay, they're plot holes or didn't really make sense, or maybe they got cut out, but who cares? But when you just sit down and watch that movie, you go, okay, this is a good time. But Also, this movie is really long and disjointed. And that's the problem, and I believe Joe Ori agrees that the movie is disjointed. Why is there this whole fight with Doomsday at the end? How did Lex Luthor know to cut his hand and put it into the magic water and stuff happen? And also, why does this magic water do this? So all of that is kind of a good point either way. There's a reason why the fans should support it, and also as just a normal movie-going person, it's okay to like this movie. I personally enjoyed the movie. I don't like it because I'm a comic book fan. I'm a fan of those characters. And in the comics, Superman smiles, and Batman, is intelligent and doesn't murder people for no apparent reason. Where he also branded people in the movie, and then the brand made people in prison kill him, which for some reason is better than him just killing him. But and I believe that they should be pulling from the comics. And I'm not saying that because it's just up me. I'm saying that because they're basing this off of characters that have existed for 80 years. These characters have existed for 80 years and have been being published for 80 years, selling 200,000 issues a month for 80 years. I'm sorry, but that's something, and these writers obviously know something. So if you go look at some of these bigger writers like Mark Waid or Jeff Johns or Frank Miller, all of these people who have made all these great comic books, ask them to look at your script before you just start spitting shit out. That's my opinion. Is if you're going to have all these people intertwined and throw the DC logo on it, why not throw something you're talented? Like, hey, does this feel like Batman? Then everybody wins and everybody's happy. And on Suicide Squad, I loved it. Thought Suicide Squad was fantastic. Yeah, is it a ridiculous plot line and everything, and should they have been killing people? Probably, but you know what? It was a stupid fun movie based off of a stupid fun comic book. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't have to make a lot of sense. We got to see Harley Quinn doing Harley Quinn things, which, let's be honest, every man in the audience was happy about, and probably half the women.
Yeah.
And then Will Smith was doing Will Smith things, which everybody seems to love Will Smith, so why not? Captain Boomerang was funny, and the rest of the cast was fairly there, but that's like most films. So
now, most films don't have the rest
in my
of the
respect
cast.
to Suicide Squad, I think that
they know how
movie
to make a film.
was just fine. It's just as good as any other superhero movie, and maybe the plot was a little meh, but it looked great. It was a ton of fun. I walked out of it happy and smiling. I enjoyed it all the way through. So that's my opinion on those two things. This is Joe from Michigan. I'll talk to you guys next time.
All right. Thanks, man. So first off, I want to get into the point you made about we need to run this by Frank Miller, we need to run this by so-and-so to make sure that it's okay. The problem with doing that is this is not their medium. Their medium is comic book storytelling. It is a completely different medium than making films.
Did Frank Miller do some screenplays?
He has done screenplays, yes.
I think he has, yeah.
So bringing it in front of Frank Miller might work, but all the other individuals he named, I don't know who they are. Also, you got to realize there is a separation between a film and a comic book. They're not the same. The same people that get mad at movies for not going on the source material are ones that say, "Oh, Lord of the Rings, I hated the Lord of the Rings movies." Yeah. It's because you're a prude. It's because you're a prick.
Well, no, you
don't
can
like
dislike
good
a
movies.
movie, but
but it's if you base it on the source material, you can't have everything.
Yeah, we
in
said
a movie.
the same thing last week. Yeah.
If they put everything that was in the Lord of the Rings books, that thing would be like a fucking HBO series. It would be a 10 episode,
might not even be that
6
good.
fucking seasons of Lord of the Rings.
Tom Bombadillo.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? You can't have all of it. You just can't. Plus, I disagree with Suicide Squad being good. It
was pretty bad.
There's
and as far as everybody loving Will Smith, it's because Will Smith plays Will Smith.
Yeah, there's nothing.
I love Will Smith.
There's literally a line in there where Will Smith is like, "That's gangsta." That is such a typical Will Smith / any black person in a movie thing to say.
It is, but he doesn't die though, so he's not
just black.
I guess
he's
that's
man
true.
In black. Thank you, Cameron.
So there's some good points though, and I'm glad you found enjoyment in the movie. But if you think this is one of the best, or just as good as any other superhero movie.
Yeah,
I think you need to
I had
watch.
problems with that line because
You need to watch the Dark Knight trilogy again, because those are worlds above
I'll
just
tell
about
you,
everything else I've watched.
I will agree. I think Dark Knight trilogy is probably the best
It's awesome.
run of superhero movies. I love Spider-Man 1 and 2 from Sam Raimi, and I loved Unbreakable, which I know is kind of like an odd superhero movie, but I loved that movie. And I've liked the Marvel movies so far. I've never loved a Marvel movie that I've seen. I haven't seen any of
Spider-Man,
the Captain America.
Are you
The
talking
only
the current
so the
Marvel
Marvel
universe?
I mean like Marvel Studio, not Marvel property.
Okay, so current Marvel universe. I would
Yeah.
say.
So the only superhero movie that I will go and watch again is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh fuck yeah, that one's great.
To
To me, that's like that. To me, that's like an alien movie. It's like superheroes. Come on,
yeah, it's awesome. It's
where
like
are the
no one-
superpowers? They're
Yeah.
just who they are.
Yeah, exactly. I love that movie so much.
No,
and I own
yeah.
it, and I can watch it again. and
That's
again.
definitely the best Marvel movie.
But
so
other
far.
than that, it's like
So fucking good.
So other than that, it's just like I don't know. It's just like it feels like it's money they're slapping us in the face with, and we go eat popcorn to watch.
Yeah,
them
I
do
think
it.
Deadpool is probably my.
Oh,
one of
Deadpool
my
too. I
favorites.
love
Deadpool's
that's another
really
one.
fun.
So Guardians of the
That's a
Galaxy, then
one-off,
Deadpool.
Oh, and X-Men. I like X-Men as well. Okay, all right, fine. I like half of them.
Swear to God, though, if they come out with another one of those fucking Silver Surfer, what are those? The Fantastic Four?
Fantastic
Good
Four.
God.
Yeah.
How many times do they have to fuck up with that
Dude,
movie before they
it's Fox.
stop?
Fox owns the rights to it, so they're gonna like fuck it as many times as they want.
It's fucked bloody, man. There's nothing left.
Jesus Christ!
All
man.
that Fox has left is like
Your
a tiny
imagery is
little,
disgusting.
a tiny little nub of a dong that they're trying to bang this bucket of trash with.
Okay, you know what? I think he
Shaved it
made
all
good
down.
points that it is in part for the fans, but I don't think it's 100% for the fans.
Yeah, how many people do you think have read through all of those comic lines that they put into Batman v Superman?
Okay, so what I said last time was that it is for the fans, but it's not just for the fans.
You want to
Like,
look up how many copies those comic books
How
sold?
can you
like
the people making movies when they're investing tons of money in a movie, they're going to market it to however many people they can get to watch it to make the money back. So if the fans base is bigger, then it's for the fans. If the average moviegoer base is bigger, then they'll do stuff just to peddle to the average moviegoer.
Along with, they would never not advertise to the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't think it's made for them solely. I think.
not.
Yeah, I don't think.
And do you
don't
think
think
that the fans of all these Marvel, all the people that watch all these Marvel movies, have been people that have read comic books their whole lives? Absolutely not.
no, and that's the thing. These
ludicrous to
movies.
think that.
That's another thing. These movies are starting a thing where people are starting to enjoy superheroes more and are like actually going out and buying comic books in result of
Yeah.
some of these movies, and that's
Movies
why
are actually saving
that's-
the comic book industry.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
another
it's the-
reason why I don't like
the
Batman
opposite.
versus Superman is because if you put up something that's subpar, showing like two of the most iconic superheroes, people aren't going to want to like read about that. Oh, Batman's a complete fucking idiot. I don't want to, that's
I don't know a single person who went into Batman versus Superman and didn't watch the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah.
well.
I find that kind of an odd statement to make. But, okay, all right, that's a fair point. I once again don't think the movie's perfect just because I enjoyed it. I don't think it's perfect.
Going off of
it
what
is
Caleb said
clunky as
before,
fuck.
of like, if he got what he wanted out of a horror movie, he would give it a good rating. And that's the thing for me. I didn't get what I wanted out of this movie.
Well, you know what?
Or Suicide Squad, for that matter.
You know what
Either
throws
one of
a
those
wrench
movies.
in every bit of this? The user rating is 64%.
Yeah.
That means it's a positive movie. So all of those people that they made the movie for, those comic book lovers that love the comics, they
Not all.
fucking liked it.
64% of them.
They liked it, man. Look at that.
64%.
That
Caleb.
throws every bit of what was said out the fucking window.
64%.
Unless, of course, those 36% were those people.
I usually actually side with the critics, my own personal taste, and this is just one of those situations where I don't. I liked this movie.
It happens.
So I don't know. Like
I'm dead center between the two.
I don't know. I didn't think it was.
I don't know. To me,
I
it
don't
just
think-
felt like a summer movie. Is what it felt like.
Yeah, it's like go in, turn your brain off, kind of hold your breath for most of it until you're like almost ready to pass out, and then come back into consciousness and you'll enjoy it all.
I'll give you. I think it is on par with the Will Smith movie Hancock.
I felt
the same. I felt the same going out of Hancock as I did. I went, yeah, I like
Hancock was
not perfect.
hands down worse.
Really?
Oh, in my opinion, oh yeah, I did not like.
Why does
Hancock
everybody
that
hate
much.
Hancock? I remember like.
You know what's funny? I actually prefer Hancock to this movie. So that's a low blow to Hancock right there.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I never watched that, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's like kind of mediocre. I don't know, but I had
There
fun.
is mediocre
Will
film.
Smith is extremely watchable, and I enjoyed it.
That's
I
true.
enjoyed
That is like
watching
the
it.
only reason I watched that
I don't
movie.
hate the film Hancock, but it does not have the same quality.
It's kinda
as
like-
I only ever saw it once in theaters.
That's how I
so
feel about I Am Legend, too. It's like, without Will Smith, I don't know if it would be...
I liked I Am Legend, yeah, but without Will Smith. But talk about movies that don't go off the source material.
I Am Legend? Yeah, no shit. Fucking
And
way
if you buy
wrong.
if you buy the extended cut version, you have two different endings. You can pick your ending.
Yeah, and guess what? Neither of them have anything to do with the source material at all.
Exactly.
I just don't give a single.
Well, what's
solitary
funny though
fuck.
is the source material is a lot better, and that's like the story isn't even closely related to it. That's the weird part about that one. It's not that they fucked with it; it's that they just said, "You know what? Nah, we're gonna make it a zombie movie. There's zombies that don't like the light. Come on,
You know, it took like 20 years to make that movie.
I Am Legend.
Yeah,
Wow, why?
yeah. Like they had so many problems trying to get that movie made. It was yeah. Look it up.
all they needed was the zombie movement.
I think
we'll do
so.
it.
Actually, yeah. They needed the Dawn of the Dead movie come out.
Yeah, revitalizing it all.
I will tell you, I do think when I rank my Zack Snyder movies, it's better than 300.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
No
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
300 has way more
Oh,
quotable.
I gave Batman vs Superman
I
a
do-
half star, so that is bizarre.
I
coming from
do
me.
not like 300.
It's a better movie.
I don't think so. I think Watchmen is probably my favorite from him, and then it just kind of slides.
I think Dawn of the Dead is my favorite from him. I like that movie. I think that's his highest rated one, too.
Dawn of the Dead, yeah, it is on Rotten Tomatoes.
I
We're
enjoy
like
it.
Rotten Tomatoes obsessed today.
We are. Well, it's a big movie topic. Look at that prick.
All right, well, this was pretty much getting fat. Does anybody have anything they want to add to this show? It's a very wild show. Next week, by the way, we're reviewing Diablo 3.
Diablo Trace.
Diablo 3. And after we wrap up here, I'll tell you what game won
Yes.
the
Perfect.
poll.
But what I really want to say is I had a lot of fun playing Neverwinter and having some random people join, and Brandy was fun to play with. So I really want to have a Nude Clan game night where we all get online and play a game. I think that would be awesome. So we should try to do that.
All
With
right.
Neverwinter?
With any game, any game. It doesn't matter what game it is.
Final
as long as we
Fantasy
go-
11?
Well, you know,
Yes, I would say yes to that.
the
So
Rise of Iron expansion comes out soon for Destiny. So
maybe not a
Problem is,
shooter.
Joe and I share a copy of Destiny. One of us would have to
Maybe
buy
not.
it.
Maybe not a shooter, but any other game.
I borrowed yours for Destiny.
Yeah.
Let's get UFF and Dude Clan listeners online with us. Just any game, and we can just go.
I was
play
supposed
games.
to fight Pixel at some point,
Yeah, like forever
and
ago.
he messaged me, and he was like, "Okay, so we should do like best out of 5," and then he listed other games. So we're gonna figure that out at some point as well. So yeah, we should have a game night.
Yeah, and I want it
should-
this week. No, it has to. We have to at least wait until people can listen to the episode, and then we'll throw some things up on Twitter, and we'll figure out a night.
Well, I released the episode today.
What night works? We'll figure the semantics out.
No night works, Cameron. No night works.
Weekend.
I'm having so much fucking problems
It's the only
lately.
time it really works.
Yeah, when FF11 is
Well,
done.
we could do without Joe.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to do it with me. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. What did you guys vote for?
What did I vote for? I voted for the one that should win, Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
Did you vote, Cameron?
No,
Okay.
I did not vote. I know.
Cameron always shirking out on his fucking job.
yeah, doing
Caleb.
stuff. I also voted for Silent Hill.
I also voted for Silent Hill.
Here, make sure I go throw up a vote real fast. Will it change anything?
Well,
I don't think it's a tie or
No, it's
even
not.
close. So
It's close.
I was going to vote for Silent Hill anyway.
So the 4 contestants for the game of Caleb and I's choosing, we had Silent Hill, Siren, Blood Curse, Resident Evil 4, and Costume Quest 2. The winner of the Nude Clan listener contest for our October game is Silent Hill. Yes!
I actually lost one time.
Defeated at last. And not only did you lose, but you lost both times. See, my second choice beat your second choice. So you can go straight to hell.
but
okay,
should we do
whatever.
Resident Evil 4 as all of us game, like they were saying?
If we do, it can't be our mega game. Our mega game is supposed to be a new beef game.
yeah, it is.
We could do it as extracurricular at some point, when it, like maybe in December,
just for an episode.
when we all have time, like in that short break from semester to semester.
It's not a long game, though, is it?
It's like 20 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I was shorter than that.
All right. Well, congratulations, guys. You will be playing Silent Hill.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You can buy it on the PlayStation Network. It's like $5. Hit it up.
Yeah, be sure to join us and tell us your thoughts.
Please do. I'm going to try to stream some Silent Hill. I know I haven't been streaming the Nude Clan games for a while, except for Diablo 3, which was the last one, I guess. So I have, but I want to get back into that a little more, and I think I'm going to hook my PS3 up and going to stream a little Silent Hill. So join me for that.
All right. Okay, guys. I think that's going to be it. We'll see you next week.
You want to do plugs first?
Yeah, nudeclan.net. Everything's there.
Yeah.
You can tweet me at Joseph Gillier.
Tweet me at Obsidian Ba.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
Me at UFF Podcast.
We'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck off.
Yeah!